And welcome back to the Christmas series, and today is December 25th. Building a small army is no easy task. I mean, just convincing others to agree to even take up arms to fight under your banner or ensign takes a lot of persuasion and craft. You've got to be able to sell the concept to people who probably have better things to do than rest their life than charging headlong to a wall of spears and shields. And besides, if you're recruiting from the native population, sometimes patriotism may not be enough. Yeah, especially if this is a population where patriotism isn't highly regarded. You live in a country where you're constantly screwed day in, day out, when a recruiter walks in calling for brave sons to fight and defend the fatherland, you'd be lucky if you don't get your head kicked in. And touting the cause is something worth fighting for. You have to get people worked up enough to where they'll decide, well, fuck, you're right, I'll join the little army. And surprisingly, that isn't easily accomplished, especially if someone else has beaten you to the punch and you're left scraping the bottom of the barrel. So, where does that put us? Well, if you're in a tight spot and you can't rely on the locals to join the cause for whatever reason, then where do you go? Well, if you can afford it, you can turn tail and run. If not, then you may try getting professionals to fight for you. And it seems like a decent concept, except there's the issue of money. And those who've made a living fighting wars don't come cheap. I mean, we've seen instances in histories where mercenaries just go berserk because payment is either delayed or not forthcoming. I mean, of course, if the point is to turn a ravenous fighting force on a terrified population to drive the point, literally and figuratively speaking, home, then all the better. Maybe then the locals will see the point you were trying to make, all those months ago and maybe come on side. Or, worst case scenario, they finally decide you're the problem, not them, and they band together and go after you. Just pray to God that your mercenaries aren't too pissed off at you to defend you. And maybe it'd be a good idea if the people coming after you aren't too bright in the ways of military thinking or are adept in weapons. All that can come in handy.